same conclusion, ends up in the same place. Yeah, I agree. We have yet to see where these differences matter and what it is to be a human. But I can tell you one thing, we care about other humans. So here's my little prediction, is that there's going to be actually a renaissance in things like live theater and live performances. When things first came out, like Napster, everyone thought, okay, that's the death of concerts. Like that's the death of musicians, right? But in fact, you look at a Taylor Swift concert, gajillions of people there paying lots of money. Like everyone loves the thing. Why? Because they're going to see the real Taylor Swift in person. And I have noticed, I give a lot of talks on the road. I have noticed an increase in the number of talks since AI came out a few years ago. The first thing that my friend said to me is, hey, did you know, David, that you can, use 11 Labs and Hey Gen, and you can make an avatar of yourself, and you can use your voice and use ChatGPT to generate what you're going to say and have a fully virtual version of you. He said, my friend who gives talks too, he said, maybe we can start doing this and do virtual talks. I said, nobody's going to want that. In fact, what's happened is more people want to fly us across the country to have us stand there in person, because it really matters to see fellow humans. And I think that's only going to increase.
I completely agree with you. I think it's so funny. I did a post on my LinkedIn the other day saying that maybe the interesting paradox or interesting outcome of AI is that every other iteration of technology made us less human. And maybe the intelligence now has gotten to a point where it's now forcing us to be more human, because that is all that kind of remains in a way, that maybe the technology has gotten so good. Like social media didn't make us more human in any capacity, but maybe this is the moment where it goes, we've got this now. Yeah. Go do what only you as a human can do, which is go out there, Taylor Swift, and sing in front of people IRL. Yeah. Go and do something in the real world. Even for nurses and doctors, maybe they shouldn't be filling out admin and paperwork anymore. Maybe they should be holding your hand and giving you, in real life care that only a human could do.
I totally agree.
And so maybe that's the positive upside to all of this is finally, we've been on this journey with technology, and finally it's delivered upon its promise.
I totally agree. And by the way, AI relationships, by one estimate, there's 1 billion people having relationships with AI, like a girlfriend or boyfriend kind of thing. Okay. And so for people like us who grew up before that existed, we think, oh my gosh, that's weird. But in fact, I think it might become helpful because it can be a sandbox as long as we have the proper feedback. In the end, we have millions of years of evolution driving us towards being with the person you love, touching another human being, watching the stars, taking her out to dinner with your parents, we care about that. And so this worry that people sometimes talk about, oh, people are just going to be on their phone with their AI relationship, I don't think is realistic for almost everybody, because it gives us the chance to, hopefully sandbox some things about relationships and get over some dumb things with relationships. And then we can actually be with our fellow human.
Counter argument would be that maybe there's going to be a bifurcation, a splitting of society where some people are going to become even more addicted to the technology because the AI is now much smarter at retention. I know exactly what I need to say to you based on your brain, Dr. David, to make you not put this device down.
Yes, but fundamentally, I want to be in contact with my wife. I mean, that's the evolution of hundreds of millions of years, is that I want to make babies. I want to go and eat dinner with somebody. And as much as I might find my phone appealing, I'm not going to sit it across from me at a nice Italian restaurant and sit there like that. So
I mean, a lot of people do. Me and my fiance, when we're at restaurants, because we have a rule where we don't touch our phones when we're at date night.
Excellent.
And I have to look around and I'm like, oh my God, how are all these guys getting away with this? But you see what I'm saying? Some people, they just have a different sort of proclivity, or they have a different wiring, which means that, instead of doing the hard thing of going out there and going on a first date and being rejected, pornography or a virtual wife might be a substitute for that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. There will be bifurcations. One question, I don't know the answer to, but one question is, what would that person have done in previous generations? Is it really the case that person would have gone out and had a great, successful relationship, or would they always have had troubles relating to people?
Yeah, I sat with a few neuroscientists and experts that studied dopamine. Dr. Anna Lemke was one.
Yeah. She's my colleague.
She's your colleague, yeah. And she talks a lot about how we all have different types of addictive substances. And like, you know, we will think like heroin's addictive for everybody and alcohol's addictive. And I used to think of it on a spectrum, but actually she said like for her addiction was romantic, erotic novels.
Yeah.
And she almost ruined her relationship because of erotic novels, which is something that I would read and just throw in the bit like, but so maybe this new technology is particularly addictive to a certain type of person.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And I think we're going to see that with everything. I mean, the wild part about human society is that there's so little that we have in common, meaning everybody is really different. This is something I've studied in my lab for decades, is this issue about what are the